Happy Friday. It is Friday. Don't know the date, but it's Friday, October something. And we are going to throw down tonight, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Welcome to the Ken and Glenn Show. We are live.
We are live. Ken Wall, it's Glenn Morshower from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what? Let's just see what's going on.
Dude, are you that guy from that famous TV show 24 and the Resident?
There's a good chance that that's true.
You look an awful lot like him.
Well, not with those. Now, when I do the David Caruso. By the way, that's a signature CBS television David Caruso move is that. There's a story floating around. It's a legit story. A buddy of mine was guest starring on the show, and he and Caruso had a scene together, and then in the middle of the scene, he went like this. And Caruso looked at him and said, "Cut." He goes, what are you doing? He goes, "What do you mean what I'm doing?" He goes, "The thing with the glasses." He said, "Well, it's not a thing. I was just taking them off." He goes, "Yeah, that's my move."
David Caruso said that's my move.
That's a true story. He goes, "That's my move. Signature. It's my move. I do it a lot in this show. Don't do that."
We're talking about CSI.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. Hello, Darlene.
Larry Schneider, of course, is with us. Look, did you ever watch my interview with Serena Buffalino?
I did not.
Dude, you want to talk about a woman with some heart? Whoa. I mean, dude, she's freaking amazing.
Nice. Well, hello, Serena.
Hello, Anne, or is it Annie?
It's probably Anne from Manchester. She's from Manchester in the UK. Nice. Nice to have you here, dear.
Yes.
Where it is early morning over there.
Dude, it's like 2:30, maybe 3:30.
Yeah, middle of the night.
Serena is the best. I agree. Look at this.
Dennis is here, our brother from China.
China.
Well, he's not from China, but he's reaching out from China.
No.
He's reaching out from China.
Oh, that was hilarious. So Dennis, I mean, look, his name, it looks Chinese, right?
Yeah, and if you look at him, he looks Chinese. Hey, Jeff Christensen's in the house tonight with us.
Laura Bramlett Wilkerson is in Florida right now. So hello, Laura.
We've also got Leanne. Leanne's with us.
Yes.
Right.
She said she wants to come on and work with you on your accent and make it perfect.
Good evening, afternoon, everyone. Nice. We love Leanne. She's with us all the time.
We have Joel Boer.
Hello, Joel.
Joel Boer. It's Boer. Like most people.
And Robert Brooker is with us. It just wouldn't be Friday without Robert.
No. Fridays would not even exist if it weren't for Robert, quite frankly.
Listen, all you have to do is log on and we'll name you. We'll welcome you.
Yeah.
Tell your friend, Robert. Hey, share this out. This is something Ken usually asks, but I'm going to do it. What? Someone said if you squint. That's not overly PC. Donovan in the house tonight.
I talked to Donovan today, dude, on the phone.
Nice.
He's in my course now. Donovan.
What state is Donovan in? You know, Donovan Blanks is never in the same state 2 days in a row.
Dude, well, he's probably always in the same state of mind because he's a pretty positive guy.
Sure. And no one really that watches the Ken and Glenn show has trouble with positivity because we cure that on night number one.
Yeah.
which brings us to tonight's topic, because friends of Ken and Glenn, we are discussing tonight the law of attraction.
Ralph is letting me know the date. Thank you, Ralph.
Oh, that
The
means
law of
tomorrow.
attraction.
Tomorrow will be my half birthday, Ken. Did you want to
Really?
wish me a happy half birthday? Yeah, October 24th.
Happy half birthday.
Yeah, so
dude.
I'll be
Is it
61
really?
and a half. Yeah, 61 and a half
Jeez,
tomorrow.
dude.
You know,
Is that-
that's fun when you haven't outgrown celebrating your half birthday. You remember how as a kid you're like, I turned 6.5.
Yes,
I get
I
so
have.
excited. I'm 8.5. It's so
I
funny
know.
to go, I'm 61 and a half.
Donovan
love
is in Nashville, Tennessee.
Is he based in Nashville?
No, he is based in Wichita, Kansas.
What you doing in Nashville, Donovan? Talk to us.
Dude, I didn't even know what he does. He actually does a really cool business.
Well, last night he could have done some business with the presidential candidates because they were in Nashville last night
True story.
at Belmont University, which is one of my hangs when I'm in Nashville. And
Ralph
I will
saying you're welcome.
I will be in Nashville within a matter of days. I love Nashville.
This is going to be epic.
Well, how
Man.
can it not be, Ken?
Dude,
really.
Darlene just set the bar like really high for us. So
Yeah. Now I'm in a totally strange room. So how is my look to you?
it's a little bit off. You may want to take it to the right a little, just a
Like
skosh.
more that way?
There you go. That's going to be a little bit better, I think. Yeah.
Because I'm in a brand new space.
Yeah.
So I'm not in
I
my
know.
home.
Pick
Atlanta
your
hotel.
spot. Go
I
get
have
it.
to know
Get it
the
posted.
No, I already got it locked, baby. If that's it, I got it locked.
That's pretty darn good, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
So,
start, Ken, and let them know what they've won.
Hey, first off, did you share this to your groups?
I need you to share it to the EMs, but
Okay.
I shared it to my main page.
So you want to share with everybody who doesn't know what you're doing in what you are doing down in
The ATL?
the ATL. What are you doing?
Well, you know, Ken, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I am here in Atlanta to resume filming of our series, The Resident, which is a big hit series for Fox Television. That network has been so good for me. That was the network I spent 7 wonderful years on the series 24 with, and now back on the same network with a completely different show. And we have another hit, which is great. And we started filming on the 12th, but I actually came in town this week and we'll be here for a bit. And we've got some exciting stuff to bring you guys, and it looks like we will be back on the air in January. So that's very exciting. And I'm excited about getting to see all my buds that I've not seen since COVID hit. We shut down production in early March, and this is back to work again, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And any of you who have gone back to work that had a long downtime, I know how glad you were to get back to work. So it's pretty cool. Go ahead, Ken.
I'm thinking here. So I just clicked on share to the groups, and I've got it shared to the group, your groups, and a couple of mine. But I literally, dude, I have been added to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of groups, and they're all popping up here. And I'm just wondering if maybe I should just go ahead and start sharing our video to all of those groups.
Do it. I'm serious. Do it and take like a minute and take over the show. Go to a single card right now, because I need to step away, because I'm going to do something. If you'll notice, I've kind of got a sinister lighting effect where half of my face is lit and the other half is not.
I kind of like it.
Well, I'm going to go and try to rectify it by going into the master bedroom.
Oh, hold it.
I'm in such a sweet place right now, but I want to see if they've got maybe a little lamp that I can bring into the front room. And
can you say hi to a couple of people first?
Of course I can. Hello, Brian. Hello, Gary. Sandy Archer. My buddy Gary. Austin, Texas. My buddy Gary. Nice to see you, Gary. Roxy in the
Roxy?
house.
Roxy's awesome. She's out in
Carolyn's calling. Take you to a single card. Let me talk to her for a second.
all right.
Okay.
You got to mute your here.
I will.
I muted you. You're good. So, me going to a single card to share this to groups, by the way, is not necessarily the right thing to do. So, hey, we're going to talk about when Glenn comes back, we're going to talk about the law of attraction. You guys always say my whole name. Well, your whole name is up on the screen. Oh, no, we always say Leanne Isaacson and Ralph Glass. And okay, so we don't say Rhonda's whole name, mainly because that's Rhonda Laura Rutkowski. Did I say that right? So yeah, it's just, and now my dog's barking. So, when Glenn comes back, we are going, but I have a favor to ask you guys, because we're going to discuss something that you can immediately use in your life and significantly improve your life. And that's called the law of attraction. We are going to do that. So, Rhonda's laughing at me. I'm simply Roxy, no last name needed. Right, Roxy. So do me a favor and share if you're in some groups, click the little share button and then click share to a group and share to some groups that you're in, so we can get a big old ginormous bunch of people in here. But so because like here's a pro tip for live streaming. If you share to groups, more people get notified about the I'm watching Glenn down here in the corner. You are the magnet tonight attracting us. That's right, Jeff. 1000%. So thank you to anyone who shared this out. And how has your week been? Talk to me about your week, how it's been. Look, I'll pop Glenn up on here for a second. He's FaceTiming with his wife. I can see it. So cute. Brian, how in the world are you doing? Good to see you. So Glenn is now off working on the lighting situation because he didn't like the sinister lighting. But when Glenn returns, we are going to start talking to you guys about the law of attraction, how to literally start utilizing some very fundamental principles to change your life. Seriously. One Habit book and deal into contract. And a deal into contract. Awesome. One Habit book and a deal into contract. Congratulations. Ralph says, I'm a workaholic. I can relate. Laura says, COVID-ish. Yeah, is how my week was, but so much better now. Yeah, I know. I talked to Laura yesterday, and since all of her patients, she's a nurse practitioner, and all of her patients are in elder care. Look, there's somebody stealing my profile. I've dealt with this today. Literally, I've dealt with this 12 times. Why do you have a page that posts pictures of women? See? Happens every single day. I'm getting these daggone idiots out here stealing my profile and trying to con women out of money. It's horrible. Oh, Tammy, I'm so sorry to hear that. That stinks. That is awful, awful, awful. I've had some teeth issues like that, and it's no fun. Robert Brooker. Hello, Nicole. How are you? Good to see you. Glenn will be returning here in just a second. I'll prove it. There's his hotel room, but he'll be right back. Shared to over 500,000 members in my groups, my timeline, and my story. So glad to be on here on a Friday night with you. Well, thank you for that. Really appreciate that, Ernest. Larry Schneider, Robert Brooker. Leanne says, mine has been full of new opportunities. That's awesome. Rhonda was offered a management position. That's awesome. Put this up so I can say hi to Laura Wilkerson. There you go. And there is somebody using my, and go look at that. Fake profiles everywhere. Even the guy commenting is using a fake profile name with my name. Bold, 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 bold. Somebody go over to my fan page. Robert Brooker, I'm going to send you on a mission. That person commenting on my fan page right now, I am sending you on a mission to go report them for having a fake profile. Go put the smackdown on them, Robert. They have a fake profile using my name. So, fabulous week in card sales. That's awesome. Congratulations. The pain pills are awesome though. LOL. Tylenol with codeine. Yes, those will send you into La La Land. Bless our hearts. I just reported that fake profile. Thank you, Ernest Odell. I appreciate that. Tammy, thank you. The idiot is still making comments here. I got it. I can handle this. Y'all hang on just a minute. I'm gonna handle this right about now. Glenn, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come back on, because I have to handle something here, bro. Let's see here. Let me just go to, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Here's that. And there it is. And watch this. Watch this, you guys. Oh, you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hang on, dude. I gotta go. I'm handling something. So could you talk to
well, have you gotten into
Huh? Oh, you just froze. Just froze.
Yeah, you froze also on this end. So have you gotten into our topic this evening? Or were you just
not yet. I've got somebody on here that is using my name. And I'm trying to get into I need to do it from the computer, so hang on, dude. Just if you would talk to everybody for me.
So it's Friday. Ken and I love to kick back on Friday evenings and kind of do our private thing. And then we thoroughly enjoy jumping from the 2-person modality into the 3-person modality with our brother from another mother, Scott McCain, on Sunday evenings. So it's been a really wonderful day today. Today was officially the first day back for me on the show, and today was a wardrobe day. But we've been in COVID testing madness all week, and this is my 3rd one in a week. And it's just to ensure that they're running as tight a ship as they can, which I think is wonderful for everyone's safety. I want to say hello to our family in Dallas. Carolyn is out celebrating a belated birthday party with our neighbors. So hello to all of you guys. I know you're having a good time today, and I'm glad you're all together. I wish I could be there with you, or that you were all here in this fabulous 23rd floor room, because it's a shame that only one person is here to enjoy it. I have a fantastic view of the Atlanta skyline And I love it here in Atlanta. I also love my hometown of Dallas, Texas. And it's a blessing to be able to do what I do. And I only do what I love for a living. So this is what's leading us to tonight's topic, which was Ken's idea, but certainly a language that I not only live by and speak fluently, but that I've taught for many, many years. And, years ago, a book came out about it, and I disagreed with the title because the title referred to it as The Secret. And there's nothing secret about it, nor is there anything original about it. It's been in effect since humankind was created. So the law of attraction is something that's absolutely real. In metaphysics, we are taught the expression mental equivalency, or ME, which simply means that you cannot achieve and ultimately sustain anything unless you possess its mental equivalent. So mentally, that has to be so, where you see it as entirely havable and see yourself as equal to experiencing it. And that way it makes sense to the entirety of your life for it to show up. And that's been around for a very, very long time. So I want to shed some light while we're waiting on Ken to return on two words that I talk a lot about on stage. Here, let me give you a little bit of night view there. But I talk about on stage when I'm speaking to large corporations with my Extra Mile presentation. Ken, I'm talking about two words in connection with the law of attraction, which are deservedness and entitlement. And if someone has been really seeking the appearance of something in their lives, trying to manifest, for example, I would say to that someone, if you've been trying with all your might to manifest something and it has not been showing up, the hitch in the giddy up, I can guarantee you, in probably as many as 98% of all cases, no kidding, it's that predictable. And I grew up working on cars and still love to work on cars to this day. So one of the things you do when you work on a car, you're troubleshooting and you listen for a sound. You're listening for the car to talk to you and tell you what's wrong with it. Well, human beings are much the same way. They make noises, meaning our lives make noises. There are symptoms of our lives being in the condition that they're in. And when we learn to interpret those symptoms, then we get better at addressing the needs of our soul. So what I would say to anyone that has had struggle manifesting, hello, Tammy, good to see you, sweetie. I hope everything is good in Kansas. Hello, Eric. So when we target our sense of deservedness, allow me to clarify the difference between the word deservedness and entitlement. Deservedness is based on two things. It's a combination of the consciousness we run, meaning the thoughts we hold, and also the action we take or the follow through on those ideas. And as long as we're taking action, then we have created a platform of readiness, meaning we're ready to receive these things. They're no longer dreamy for us because we possess its mental equivalent. So one of the questions that I ask my students all the time when they're dreaming large is, do you think you deserve it, and why? Do you think you deserve it? And I think a lot of them have confused deservedness with entitlement. Allow me to clarify. I think deservedness is wonderful. However, entitlement is deservedness minus the work. I want to say that once again. Entitlement is deservedness that thinks it has the right to simply bypass the work that must be done. In other words, something for nothing, which does not exist, by the way, in the cosmos. So it's something, but let's skip the dues paying aspect. And we all have to pay dues in life. Dues paying is part of creating things. Now, does that period necessarily need to be lengthy? The answer is no, but it might be. And the idea here is that you do what it takes. And sometimes it might take weeks, sometimes it might take months. And in my business, it's a business that you build over time. And it is certainly a marathon and not a sprint. So as long as you're willing to use the art of incrementalism and piece by piece, Will Smith, let me tell you a quick Will Smith story. We did a movie years ago called After Earth, which we shot in Philadelphia. And Will and I were having a conversation because we're very much of the same mindset and heart set with regard to creation and manifestation and so forth. And Will said, Glenn, of the things that I've built in my life, I never set out to build the entire thing, but rather every day I committed to placing down on the ground one well-placed brick. I didn't read about this. This is directly him talking to me. There were no other people there. And I thought that's beautiful. And then he said, and I would call it good. In Judaism, there's a term for it. In the Hebrew word is dayenu, which means enoughness or sufficiency. And so he was able to call it enough. It was good. He would put down a well-placed brick, and then the next day he had one mission, which was to put down another well-placed brick. And he wound up laying them side by side. And he said, and before long, I had a most impressive wall, but I never once set out to build a wall. And this is true. This is how structures are built in our lives. We build them one beam at a time, one brick at a time, one rivet at a time, one nail at a time, and we do it incrementally. But we do it based on the sense of deservedness and light that we are running through us. So to me, Jeffrey Gitomer was on our show, Ken, the other day.
Yeah.
The other night. And Jeffrey's so terrific. And we were talking about doing the right thing. You remember when that was our discussion of just do the right thing, baby.
Yeah.
Just do the right thing. So as long as we're committed to that next action of ours being the right thing, there is an elevated sense of lightness associated with that. The truth is we feel better when we do the right thing. Life isn't bogged down with heaviness. We feel light in our feet. We feel that we can connect with anyone, anytime, anywhere. And there's a sense of being somewhat unstoppable. Obviously, no one's completely and utterly unstoppable. We have certain limitations to life, but we don't want to focus on limitations. We want to focus on expansion.
Yeah.
And anyway, that's essentially what we're here to talk about tonight. Did everything work out, Bud? Did you get it addressed?
Yeah, there was a guy on here commenting using my name. He had a fake profile using my name.
Was he at least praising you, I hope?
I don't know what he was saying. All kinds of craziness, man. So I went and reported him, and so did a couple of other people, and I already got notified they took it down. So thank you.
Okay.
That was fast.
Well, how nice that they took immediate action. Hey, Ken.
Yeah, it's weird because that is one of the things about the fake profiles. I get reported multiple times a day, every day on Instagram and Facebook primarily. And sometimes it'll be pictures of me and my daughters, and they'll come back and say we didn't remove this profile as it does not go against our terms of whatever. I'm like, are you seriously kidding me? Like, they're using my pictures, you morons. Yeah. And then I go and do something real goofy. But see, I've already put it out to the universe, to God, and said, I'm going to bring the right person to me that's going to be able to help me with this. I went and turned on this thing called two-factor authentication on my LinkedIn profile last night. And somehow I've managed to lock myself out of my own LinkedIn profile. I can't even access. I can't go live to LinkedIn right now because I can't access it.
And you don't know how that occurred?
It was this two-factor authentication thing, and I can't get a code to work. So I don't know. It's a security thing, and wow. Anyway, but you know what? I've learned from my buddy Glenn Morshower.
Yeah. What did you learn from Glenn?
I learned from Glenn this one thing.
What did you learn? I
learned this one thing. Things go well to me.
For me.
Lean
over. I'm going to whisper it to you. Things go well for me.
Yeah, things go well for me. Eric says, I don't want to be Ken. I couldn't handle the pressure. Dude, it's crazy how many fake profiles are created every single day. But look, it's It is what it is. What it is. Carlos says, LOL, LinkedIn blows. Yes, I'm paying $65 a month for a platform that I can't even access. So that's cool.
That doesn't make tremendous sense.
No, it sure doesn't. Ken, you can unlock it with your photo ID. I had to do that once. Eric is right. The universe is conspiring to do only great things to me. I literally have that on a sticky note.
Okay, so let's offer
to my computer at all times.
Ken, let's offer this teaching. So the law of attraction recognizes that we are able to cultivate an interactive relationship with this beautiful God-created world, so that we feel that is certainly conspiring with us for goodness. The opposite is, there's a term for that. The opposite term is paranoia, which is the belief that the universe conspires against you. What's interesting, though, is that fewer than 10%, this is an accurate statistic, and it's probably even more like 3%, know the word for its opposite. In other words, there is a word, and I know you know it, for the intrinsic belief that the heavens have an interactive and cooperative relationship with those of us who subscribe to that, and that term is known as pronoia. So pronoia is the opposite of paranoia. Paranoia, once again, the belief that the universe conspires against you. Pronoia, the belief that the universe conspires on your behalf and on our collective behalf. So we really teach and preach and live by pronoia in this show, in this format, when we come together to interact with you guys. Ken, I want to share a story about law of attraction. Because
before you go there, can I thank somebody publicly real quick?
And can you wish Carolyn a happy belated, because she's having a birthday party with the neighborhood tonight.
For her birthday?
Yeah, all of our neighbors are hanging out with her.
Happy birthday again, Carolyn. Like it's her birthday month.
Yeah, but it's her party this time.
Oh.
With all of our
not
neighbors.
There.
Well, I was there for her party on the actual day.
That's true.
So it's right that she would be able to party with our buds in the neighborhood. We have the coolest neighbors on the planet. It's like, it's a little bit like living in Mayberry. I got to be honest with you. And I feel like Sheriff Andy Taylor, In
the middle of Dallas.
In the middle of Dallas, I feel like Sheriff Andy Taylor with a beard. If Andy Griffith had been bald. But I look more like Opie Taylor grown up.
Bald with a beard.
Bald with a beard, but more Ron Howard-esque, Here's the thing, I don't look like Francis Bavier.
You said, but more like Opie Taylor grown up.
Right, with a beard. And Opie's now 66. How about that?
What?
He's 5 years. Yeah, Opie is 66. Ron Howard's 66. I know this because he's exactly 5 years older than me. But Frances Bavier was the woman who played Aunt Bee, which is kind of cool. But what were you were gonna tell a story before I shared this story about?
Real fast. This dude right here. First and foremost, let me show you.
Thank you, Charles, for Carolyn's happy birthday wish.
Look at this. I got that coin from him right there.
Can you hold it a little closer? We can read it.
I don't know if you'll be able to.
Can you read it for us and tell us what it says and tell us what the coin is?
It's the Armor of God coin.
And
I
like that.
It's really, really cool. And I have it. It's on a keychain. I have it attached to my car key. But not only that. Well, I can't because of my
wait, there's more.
Oh yeah, there's more.
There's always more.
Right there.
Oh, you and your
No. That's not where it stops. There's literally like 12 bags he sent me in this big box full of these, man.
Nice.
Charles is such a good dude, man. I am thank you, Charles. I just want to say thank you publicly to everyone.
Charles Coachman, you are a top shelf human being, my friend.
He really is. He's an amazing dude. So thank you, Charles. That's it. That's
So I
it.
just want to tell you, and let me preface this by saying I'm not the least bit surprised. And I got to tell you, the less you're surprised, the more frequently these things will occur. That doesn't mean you're still not uh, grateful, because obviously gratitude is operating at the root of all things. I don't know of a higher state of being than to come from love and be in gratitude, coming from love and being in gratitude at all times. Um, my bucket list is very small, only because I live in a land of plenty. I have my whole life. If I were to drop dead today, I will have been robbed of nothing other than more time. I've been given so many extras in this lifetime, and I am so completely aware of it and grateful for it all. However, there are a few things that I still want to do. And in terms of my acting career, one of the roles that I've always wanted to play is the President of the United States. And I haven't even told you this, bro, but that's been on my bucket list for years. And that is getting ready to come true as of next week. So,
Wow.
right after I finish The Resident, and this is not a movie yet, but it's really cool how this came to be, um, and how the dominoes will topple one into the other, because I've sort of submitted this up to the cosmos that it is a desire of my heart, and figuring it would just be the natural progression of things. In fact, I figure at some point I'll shave my beard and someone's going to hire me to play Dwight David Eisenhower, because we look very similar. Well, you guys know who Dan Lauria is? Let me shed some light.
I
Look
know
him up
that
if you
name.
would. So Dan Lauria, Lauria, played the
Oh,
father
yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
series called The Wonder Years. And Dan reached out to me. I've known Dan. We've worked together multiple times. And he reached out to me to tell me that he had recommended me for the role of Lyndon Baines Johnson in a project that's being done, um, that would eventually probably wind itself to stage, and hopefully in New York, which I've done a lot of theater, but what is undone is an appearance on Broadway. So two big bucket list items for me as a career, in my career, would be to play the President of the United States and also to play on Broadway. So this play is being done as a staged reading via Zoom, because that's the format to do it, and it's being done next week, and I am playing LBJ.
Wow.
And I've been reading my butt off all afternoon, and getting into that familiar LBJ cadence that he had, and it's just great fun. You know,
Wow.
I thought I would play Ike long before I played LBJ, but both were Texans. Ike was born
Wow.
in Denison, Texas. Anyway, it's exciting, and of course, there's a tie-in because I was at the parade in 1963 on that fateful day, November the 22nd. I was a little boy the day Kennedy was shot, and I was about 20 feet from President John Kennedy when the motorcade passed by, and then saw him probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25 minutes before his life ended.
Oh, before. So, okay. So you were
Yes,
pretty far.
I was not at Dealey Plaza. I was on Turtle Creek Boulevard at the
Gotcha.
foot of Robert E. Lee statue there in Lee Park with my brother Brian and all of our nursery school kids. And
Wow.
I remember it vividly. It was right before my 5th birthday, and I can't tell you much of anything about that year, except that that same year I broke my leg and was at that parade, and I remember everything in detail about both days. So pretty intense. Yeah, that's Dan. That's
Yep.
my good buddy Dan Lauria. And so then I wrote Dan afterward today and said, I won't read you the text, but just basically mentioned to him that that I had always wanted to do Broadway, and that I'd love to do that with him. And
Wow.
he said, let's do it, bro. Well, of course, Dan has already done Broadway, and I saw Dan in New York many years ago. I went to see him as the main title character in the play Lombardi, and he played Green Bay head coach Vince Lombardi, and he was phenomenal. Oh my
Wow.
goodness!
Hey,
So,
hey, did let me ask you this, dude. Did you ever think Kevin Bacon, the Kevin Bacon, would be begging you to get him a part in your movie?
I know that's lovely. I love that Kevin watches our show. It's fantastic.
And he's dude, he's a big wig. He's
Can
not
you get me
some
a
like
part in the movie? I can be the guy that carries the football for you.
that is so
Well,
funny.
so it's
Uh,
exciting. I'm looking forward to playing LBJ. That'll be a
wow.
lot of fun, and I'll be done with this. And whenever I would do it, I would obviously be getting rid of the beard, but it's just exciting because I really hold the belief that when we envision something, unless we don't believe we deserve it, God will assist us in lining us up in the position, but we have to be willing to do the legwork
Yep.
to have relationships topple one into the next. And before you know it, the thing that our soul yearns for appears in our life. That's the way manifestation works. And if you
Yep.
esteem it to be a long shot, then it is a long shot and you may never have it. It all has to do with its estimated havability. And if you estimate it to be havable and you're willing to do the work and you're running light in your life, there's a really good chance you're going to have your dreams come true.
Wow.
So sorry for the ramble.
No, dude, I'm proud of you, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's freaking
It's
amazing.
just good news, man. And we share good news here in this format. And if you guys have good news you want to share, please do that. Eric wants to know how tall I am, 6'3" or 6'4". I'm neither. I'm 5'11".
An iPhone might be a bit ahead of that lag. Huh? That must be a conversation they're having with someone else. I don't know. Jeff says, I lived in Washington, D.C., next door to President Kennedy's personal bodyguard. We got to meet the president 2 weeks before. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Wow, Jeff. Wow, that's incredible.
How old were you, Jeff, when you met him? That's incredible. Wow. I want to see how you react when Forrest Gump shows you his rear.
Do we have Tom Hanks coming on the show tonight or something that I'm unaware of?
I think this might be they're having a I don't know. Jeff says he was 8 years
yeah,
old.
That would make sense. I thought Jeff had me by a couple of years. So, but yeah, that was a memorable time. So some thoughts about
the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I personally think, I told you, we showed it. I showed a clip with my buddy Billy Merritt, who's a client of mine.
Give us the saying that you've been reciting so much, the affirmation.
So he said that he years ago, not years ago, not too awful long ago, he couldn't pay his bills. He was broke. He was in financial ruin. And he said, I watched a thing with Bob Proctor where he started talking about the law of attraction and how it works and how your internet's real laggy right now.
Is it? I'm sorry. Things begin to sag when you get north of 60.
I didn't say sag. I said lag.
Well, I'm a screen actor, skilled member, so
Yeah. So he said that he was he talks about the quote that he said, man, I said it 20,000-30,000 times. He said I would drive down the road and I'd be heading on a 3 or 4 hour drive and I would say it half the way there and half the way back. I'd say this over and over and over. I'd scream it out loud in my truck and it's I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. And he said, Ken, I said that so many times. I said it was so much enthusiasm over and over and over. I thought, you know what? I'm broke as hell. What do I got to lose? And he goes, and that was just a few short years ago. And I just kept going on and on and on. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis, over and over and over and over and over, thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And now Billy Merritt does 20 million plus a year. And I'm talking, it was only a few years ago. And there it is. Tammy Storm just put it up. Increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And if you say that over and over and over and over and over, and so
leave that up there for a little bit, Ken.
I have, I mean, dude, I have studied this stuff for a long, long time, and I am a firm believer in affirmations. I mean, I am a firm believer in affirming what you want. Pray for what you want, ask for what you want, and then repeat it over and over and over. And I believe that we put out a vibrational energy to God, to whatever you want to refer to God, the universe, it doesn't matter to me. But we put what?
I'm with you.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor, Glenn. Your video's real blurry, everything. I wonder if maybe if you refresh the browser, it'll kick you out for a minute, but then come back in, see if it's any better, man. I don't know. It's real bad.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Let's try it, because my mind is on fire right now based on what you just said in a good way.
Try it real quick. So the law of attraction: pray for what you want, think about what you want, talk about what you want, tell your friends about what you want, study what you want, work for what you want, rinse, wash, and repeat. God gives us what we want / need. Glenn, that actually worked. You're better.
I'm better.
Yeah, it's better.
So, wow. That's all it takes in life to be better, is to hit the refresh key of your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, dude, and I see it at work in my life. And there's things, there are things that occur in my life on a daily basis that I know are directly related to the energy I'm putting out, to the good I do in the world, but also the energy, my thoughts, the law of attraction from everything. Sharon says, love from the hood.
Can I share, Ken, what I think some of the disruptions are, what I call the hitch in the giddy up?
Yeah.
So one is to believe, one of the big hitches in the giddy up is the belief that God is somehow giving you a cookie, right? That it's on a reward basis. And here's your cookie. Here's your cookie. You're a good little boy. And that's not what it is at all. But as you said, it's all energy. So if you're running light and love through you, then that is busy at a molecular level. I mean, it's very scientific, but it is busy moving things about molecularly, and you're changing the atmosphere. That's why people who are running love through them profoundly, when they walk into a room, the room changes. It's the way it works. And so we're changing things by the energy we run. We're not receiving cookies for good behavior. That's a child's belief. That's such a sophomoric belief that we simply are aligning ourselves with the lane in which that activity occurs. I don't know of a better way to say it. So you've got all of these grooves, like an old album has grooves. There's so many grooves that we can live in at any given time in life. And once you choose to live in that groove, here's the good or bad news: you inherit what is in that groove, right? You inherit whatever resides in that groove. So if you reside in the groove of danger, then you inherit everything that lives in that groove. If you inherit, whatever you decide to live in, you're going to find a likeness there. There's an old saying that water seeks its own level. And indeed, that's true. So what groove do you wish to live in? What do you want your atmosphere to look like? But regarding affirmations, the thing that activates them is faith. So, and the thing that kills them is doubt.
Yep.
So someone could say something over and over again, and then I would say to them, they said, well, I haven't seen anything change. I said, do you believe it? What? Do you believe it? What you've been saying? Well, and the longer it takes them to answer, the clearer it is that they don't believe it, right? So you have to just accept that what you are affirming is so, and you're just finding your way to that groove where that reality exists. And it's not woo-woo, it's not foo-foo, and it's certainly not new. It's been around for a very long time. Metaphysics would have to say that when you become the equal to something, it will manifest. I want to repeat that. When you become the equal to something, it will manifest. So just become its equal.
Yep.
That's what you do, and things begin to shift, and they shift powerfully. And as they do, with each thing that shifts, more opportunity. I call it lily padding. More lily pads will spring up, and as we step onto the next lily pad in faith, we faithfully step forward. Then additional lily pads surface, and all before you know it, we can hop our way across the river. And it's just it's such a beautiful thing.
And I just want to let Anna know that she was having a conversation with somebody named Alexander that was starting to spew some hatred towards America and Americans. And I'm not having nasty talk on our feed. I blocked him. So sorry, but I blocked him from the stream. So I think that you're 1,000% right. And that you can literally create amazing momentum in your life or your business or whatever just by changing your vibration, by vibrating at a higher frequency. Mark Rodriguez, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. You can change everything.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, and Ken, it's done with baby steps. I love to quote Bill Murray from What About Bob? And baby steps. And so even the baby step of making your bed in the morning or washing dishes or whatever you want to do, just to take some dirty laundry and say, you know what, within the next hour and a half, that laundry is going to go from the pile there into the wash, from there into the dryer, from there into my hands, and be folded up and put away. And an hour and a half later, through intentionality and commitment, that's exactly what has occurred. And what I would love to impart to our audience is that you can decide that in matters of creation in your own life, that you're simply doing the laundry. I said the other night, I used the expression, just making my bed, baby, just making my bed. You can say, I'm just doing the laundry. With regard to anything, with regard to building your life, I'm just doing the laundry. So you're taking what needs to be addressed and you're setting aside a period of time to do that. And then it gets done, but it never does itself. That's what's key. You look over and you see dishes in your sink and you go, you know what? I don't like the way it looks. And I also don't like the way it feels when I walk into a kitchen and see a bunch of dirty dishes, because it's telling us a story. Stay with me. This is good, what I'm about to say. If you want to break it down and how that feels, the story, albeit subliminally and subtly, but some great things are occurring in life on a daily basis at a subliminal level. And the message it is telling us, especially for those who leave it piling up for multiple days, every time you walk into the kitchen and you see that pile is telling you, hey, you're someone who does not get things done. That's what the pile tells you. The lack of a pile and a clean sink looks right at you and says, hey, you're someone who does get things done. Good for you. The same is true of a made bed. You look at your bed. It's not about it being neat because someone's coming by. Make your bed whether somebody's coming by or not. Just do it and watch what happens when your bed talks to you and says, hey, dude, you're someone that gets things done. Not to mention it adds order to your day. And to start your day off with an orderly exercise that says, my bed's in order, my life's in order. And then you move about it in an orderly fashion. One of the greatest truths I've ever learned in my life is that it's all connected. It's all connected. Hence the phrase, how we do anything is how we do everything. So Once you know it's all connected, you wind up becoming more intentional and more deliberate and more specific about the manner in which what, in which everything, the manner in which you walk, the manner in which you talk, the manner in which you engage strangers, the manner in which you show respect for life itself, the manner in which you express gratitude, the manner in which you take care of your body, and the list goes on and on and on. If someone were to ask you, how thorough are you? What would your answer be? Right?
Me?
In our talk, no, I'm saying to our
Oh.
audience, but certainly you, Ken. Yes, I mean, how thorough are you? We had that guest in the workshop with Jeff the other day who listed 3 things, and I wrote them down. She said, "Who are you? What do you want? And why do you deserve it?" And I got to tell you, I thought that was really spot on. The woman's name was Sheldon Rumer, Rumer. Sheldon or Cheldin, Cheldin. And I thought that was incredible. So who are you? What do you want? And why do you deserve it? Were you on the War Games thing the other day?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right.
You
I'm
said
talking about
Jeff.
Sheldon, the guest. What?
Did you say with Jeff?
I meant to say with Joe. I may have inadvertently said Jeff. With Joe. I may have been looking at Jeff Christensen's name.
Oh, dude,
but with Joe Ingram.
Your internet's doing that again. Your audio's a little choppy and your video's blurry.
Okay, so I tell you what.
Eric Bam said you need to get on somebody's Wi-Fi. Marriott Wi-Fi. Yeah, something's off.
You know what? What I'm going to do is drop out entirely. Make sure that the premium package is on. And I'll come back.
Okay.
This premium package should be on, so let me do that and I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be here.
All right.
In the words of Julianne Moore in The Big Lebowski, thorough, very. That is one of my favorite all-time. If not, I literally have a t-shirt that has Jeff Bridges on it that says "The Dude Abides." That is one of my favorite all-time movies. Who are you? What do you want? And why do you deserve it? You know, I honestly think that we can start programming our mind. I know this. I know it. I know that we can start programming our minds to believe something before we believe it. I know that we can. I should be statistically, I should be dead. I should be in prison. I was a raging alcoholic for many years. And yeah, and Glenn has worked with Jeff Bridges. It's about the same, dude. 2 to 3 weeks at the most. You have the same shirt. I have mine. It's time for me to get a new one. Mine's getting worn out. I've had it for a long time. So you know, I truly believe. Darlene is leaving because Glenn left. Wow, Darlene, that's not shallow. I'm kidding. So pray for Jeff. He's fighting cancer. Send him positive energy, lots of prayers and love. Nicole, I have 20. That's awesome, Nicole. I just celebrated 18 years in August. So congratulations to you. It's a much better way for me to live. I can tell you that. But, you know, statistically, I should be dead. Statistically, I should not be where I am. Statistically, I should not have a best-selling book. Statistically, I shouldn't have a chapter coming out in Jeffrey Gitomer's new book. So many things statistically that I should not have going well for me, but yet here I am and things are going well. And this didn't come from a college education. I didn't go to college. In fact, I'm very open about it. I walked out of high school my senior year, and I said, well, I mean, it was a little, there was some drama. They said, Ken, you didn't get a biology credit in 10th grade. And I was like, yeah, I know it sucked. I hated that class. So, let's just move on. And they're like, you have to have that credit to graduate. And I'm like, well, that's a stupid rule, since I'm never going to use it ever in my life, ever. Who dissects frogs at 52 years old? I'm not. Like, what do I need this for? Anyway, so I could not sell them on that idea. So I just said, you know what? Peace out. I'm out of here. And I have that's right. Scorpions, man. Scorpions. So, I truly believe that you can. I guess I'm just one of those people that are crazy enough or dumb enough to think like you can have anything you want. If you set your mind to it, you put in the work, you work your freaking face off, you can have anything you want. And you have to program your mind. You have to, and Glenn was talking about this, like there has to be an internal belief system too. And for many, many, many years, I did not have the internal belief system. I saw earlier, Eric Bam said, where is it? I don't know if I can find it. Here it is. Ken and Glenn, and I'll ask Glenn when he comes back, what are you guys insecure about? And I will tell you everything. I've always been insecure about everything. In fact, when I first got sober, they used to say in these meetings I went to, they would say, an alcoholic is someone who is an egomaniac with an inferiority complex. That means, that a lot of us are incredibly insecure. And so I was insecure about everything, not as much anymore. I'm not really insecure about that much anymore, but I'm sure there are things that come up and I handle them now. I literally just, when I start feeling insecure about something, there are times I've done over 2,500 live streams, 2,500. There are times when I'm getting ready to go live and I start feeling insecure, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. Previous programming, who knows what it is? I don't know. But then I just sit here and go, come on, dude. You've done this a few times in the past. You'll be all right. And I go live. And tonight, you guys have been here. You've seen a fake Kenneth Walls show up commenting. I had to go find that and block it and report it and all that. And now I had somebody else on here dogging on America and everything else, and I blocked him. And those are things that could cause you to feel insecure. Like, man, if I go live and these things start going awry or things start going wrong. But what do you do when you're insecure about something? You face it. You confront it. You confront it. If you're insecure, you confront what you're insecure about, man. You handle it. And Eric Bam, alcohol can make, yeah, for sure. It did for me. It was, what's crazy about alcohol for me is here it is a depressant, and I used to drink it because I was depressed. Made a lot of sense. Jeff says, amen. You have to be that person internally so you can imitate that. Be that, do that, have that. Be, do, have. I love that, dude. Be, do, have. Amen, 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 and amen. I agree. That is one of the best statements right there. For example, hanging out with a movie star like Glenn Morshower. Now, Glenn makes it really, really, really easy to hang out with. But, you know, it was just a month or so ago, I was on a live stream, had Grant Cardone on, who's got over $2 billion in real estate assets. And I've, you know, I'm really good friends. Talked with today, Jeffrey Gitomer, talk with him multiple times a week. Friends with Doug Wing. I have some unbelievably wealthy, well-known friends. There was a time, though, in my life when I did not feel secure enough. I didn't feel like I was the right person to be in the presence of these people. And I honestly, I wasn't the right person. I was not the right person to be around these people. And so what did I do? I had to make changes. You know, in recovery, we are fortunate enough to have these steps. And you go and you work through these steps. Eric Bam says, "Who is Doug Wing?" Come on, man. So you know, these steps that you know, you come in, you admit, you know, that you have a problem. You know, you go through this surrender, and you start facing the demons that have haunted you. And you know, you do a searching and fearless moral inventory, and you do all of these things to clean yourself and clean up your life. And then you start looking around and you start seeing that, you know, here's the thing. I know a lot of celebrities, and I know a lot of celebrities very, 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 very well. And I can tell you that there's no such thing as a perfect human being, man. We all make mistakes. So when we're feeling insecure about something, a lot of times it has to do with past experiences, things that we did wrong, mistakes that we made. That group call yesterday was just amazing. No matter whose presence you're in, you just got to be real and authentic. What made the shift? I'm not sure I understand the question. You mean the shift from being a worthless, drunken alcoholic to becoming sober? I'm not sure. Eric, what's your top favorite movies? Top 3 favorite movies? Definitely. Let me think about that for a second. Man, I have a lot of favorite movies. Definitely The Big Lebowski. The Other Guys. Man, the movie The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Holy crap, that's funny. I really like What About Bob a lot. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's 4 movies, I know, but there's some that are like they're all equal to me. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, one of the funniest movies ever. And then there's a movie that a lot of people, I'll bet you 99% of the people watching right now have not seen this movie or even heard of it. But it's a movie with Robin Williams, Walter Matthau, and Jerry Reed. And it's a movie called The Survivors from circa 1980, 81. Absolutely hysterical movie. Absolutely hysterical. The older I get, the more I love my insecurities. I run toward them, knock them down, and watch life be easy, uplifting, and inspiring. And I agree with that 1000%. What was the shift to feel worthy and secure to be associated with all of the people you mentioned? That shift for me probably occurred when I spent 3 hours with Grant Cardone in his office in Miami. I won a trip on his private jet in 1983, The Survivors. Drop a 1 if you've seen the movie The Survivors. Freaking unbelievably funny movie. But back to Nicole. So I won a trip. I went all out. It's a long story I won't go into, but I won a trip on Grant's jet, and I flew to Miami instead of getting on his jet. And oh God, Step Brothers, yes. Step Brothers. Dude, were you playing my drums? I love Step Brothers. That's so funny. Wow, there's a lot of ones getting dropped that have seen Survivors. Wow. It's a funny movie. I mean, it is funny. There's too many really vulgar parts I can't go into, but if you haven't seen The Survivors with Robin Williams, Walter Matthau, Jerry Reed, get it today and watch that movie. It is freaking hilarious. Oh, anyway, so they called to invite me to for Grant to fly into Columbus, Ohio to pick me up. And I said, I would rather I was watching Cops. Everybody knows Cops doesn't start until 4:30 or something like that. So I was in Miami sitting with Grant, guy's worth $100 million. I'm sitting there, and every single insecurity that I had was literally boiling out. I think he may have even asked me, why are you acting so nervous? And I'm like, because I'm sitting with Grant Cardone. And he's like, dude, I'm just Eric, I can't put that up on screen, but I'm sitting with you, dude. And man, he really just showed me that doesn't matter how much money you have, that, I'm just another dude, just like you. I just have a few more zeros in my account, and let's figure out how to make you explode and blow up too. And it made me realize that, even at the highest level that he was at and is at and has continued to be at and expand and grow, everybody wipes their ass the same way. I hate to be so graphic, but hey, we all do. There's a book out called Everybody Poops. You should get that book. But like we all go through the same crap. We all deal with the same stuff, man. Everybody is out here just trying to do their best to figure this out in life. Glenn texted me. He's just got a few more minutes. He's dealing with the hotel. So, alrighty then. So, we're all doing the best we know how to do. And we all, that's true. It doesn't matter who it is. Glenn said that yesterday. Everyone's poop stinks. Oh, somehow it was not on. He says that somehow it was not on the premium, which he had ordered. So he's switching over. That's good. It's true though. It's absolutely true. Everybody. And look, we all, of course, when we're out in public, we're doing a live stream, we're out, you're putting your best foot forward. Of course, you're trying to, portray to the world that you're something that you're not when you're alone. Like, I'm not going to sit here and blow my nose on camera. I'm not, I'm not going to sit here and scratch my rear end. I mean, but when you realize that we're all the same, man, we're all the same. Yes, some of us have more money than others, but listen, you can't take that. You cannot take that to your grave with you. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Ain't never seen a hearse with a luggage rack. And so now I'm not saying that it's bad to have money, because it's not. I highly recommend it. It's a good thing. But you know, that's not what it's all about. It's like, what are you doing to make the world a better place? You've got to play a part in it. And if you're walking around playing the victim, you're walking around playing the bully, you're walking around playing just a chump. Like, what? Like, you're not going to have a good life. You got to go out and figure out, how am I going to help people? What can I do to give back to the earth, to give back to other people, to help other people start winning more? What can I do to help other people win? And if you do that and you wake up every day going, you know, my goal today is to help other people. It's to help other people win more. Then you're going to win more. It may take time. It may take time. But you also, you know, it was in regards to the law of attraction. Let me get a drink of water. My mouth's so dry, I feel like I'm on Tylenol with codeine right now. And I'm not. You know what it is? That. I might as well be on Tylenol with codeine. Charles. Let me see what some of the comments are saying. Gotta run. Kellen and Michelle are sending nudes. All righty then. John Lennon would say the same thing to the people hanging out on his lawn. Happy 80th, John. Kellen says that's not true. What's not true? Oh, the nudes thing. That's funny. Ernest says, I did an impression of penguins on my live stream the other day and had my nephew cracking up. That's awesome. I know folks who seriously changed when they got money, and not for the better. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, look, money, it's definitely water. I don't drink. Been over 18 years for me. One day at a time. I'm looking around my desk for there it is. There is the coin that my amazing wife got me. You can see that. My wife got me that for my 18th sobriety birthday. August the 10th of 2002. I would not ever go back, man. No way. Life is so much better. So what was I saying? Ernest says, you have to have a bigger cause than yourself. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Joan says it best about Glenn. Glenn is the most down to earth. Like, not only down to earth, like, you guys realize this past summer, I took my family to Florida on vacation. Destin, I highly recommend it. On the way back, my wife, we're going through Nashville, and we're in a downtownish part. I don't know where. It didn't look like the nicest area. And my wife's like, you have to get off at the next exit. And I'm like, no, I'm not. We're in a bad area. And she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, why would you tell me now? She's like, I'm telling you, get off at the next exit. And she starts getting really loud. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why wouldn't you have told me 20 miles ago? Get off at the next exit. I'm like, fine. I get off the next exit. She's like, turn left, turn left. I'm like, there's a red light. She's like, okay. She's sitting in the seat like, oh. I'm like, what is wrong with you? How did nobody has it hit them that intense, that fast? What is wrong with you? And she's like, and I'm like, oh my God. She's like, there's an Exxon down here. Go to the Exxon station, which is on the left as well. And I'm like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. So I go, hey, Glenn, I'm telling the story. Welcome back. And I can tell you got fast internet service now, brother. So she's like, pull into the Exxon station. I pull into the Exxon station. She jumps out. She runs in the Exxon station. Like, she's like, I'm thinking, what is wrong with my wife? Why would she be like waiting so long to tell me? And then, boom, up walks Glenn next to the car. I look over, and there's Glenn Morshower smiling at me, and I'm like, you did not. And before I could even get out of the car, I'm thinking, why is he in Nashville? What would he be doing in Nashville? I know they're not filming right now, and I'm thinking, and he flew all the way to Nashville from Dallas to rendezvous with me under a bridge in Nashville with my family, just so he could meet me.
I'm one of the original romantics, Ken.
You dude, you are, man. And it was incredible. And we were just talking about how down to earth. Joan Anton said, look at Glenn, very down to earth. I'm like, not only down to earth, the guy is like, looks for ways to create magic in life for other people and himself, of course. But like, I mean, I did buy him an iced tea that night, but like,
yeah, I'm still looking for ways to pay you back.
I know it was a huge,
but isn't that the nature of, I think Jeffrey said it best on one of his morning programs this past week when he said, it feels great to receive from somebody. It feels great when somebody does something for you, but not nearly as good as it does to give.
Yeah.
And it's so true. But we also can't give in order to get. That's not it. Receiving is a byproduct and nothing more. Receiving is never the goal. When you give, if you're giving in order to receive, you've missed the point of giving. But if you recognize that receiving is simply an inherent byproduct of giving, then you can give and forget about it. And I encourage you to do that. The worst thing you can do, Ken, when you give is do this. With a frown on your face, is sit around with your arms crossed going, okay, I'm waiting. I gave.
Where's mine?
Where's my share? When's it my turn? I'm telling you, because that will close the floodgates. But if you give and then forget about it and give, liken it to signing a boomerang with a signature of love and hurling it into the sky. You don't need to supervise it. Boomerangs do not. I did a TED talk called Whispers and Boomerangs. And that was what I was talking about, is that daily we are given the opportunity to energetically toss boomerangs into the sky and let them do what they do. And here's the thing, instead of trying to supervise them, which they do not need, and they do not benefit from our attempt to micromanage the vibration of giving, but instead hurl it into the sky confidently in the spirit of trust. And here's the deal. Get busy signing the other boomerang with your signature. Get busy with that one and hurl it into the sky. And before you know it, while you're in the middle of signing boomerang number 128, all of a sudden you start getting pelted in the back of the head with all of these previous boomerangs that you've hurled out there into the cosmos. Yep. I worked with Dan Loria. I mentioned Dan earlier. I first worked with Dan Loria in the 90s. And we did I'd have to look it up. We look something up for me? I'm going to look it up.
When you're done, I want to finish what I was talking about.
Why don't you go finish it while I look this up?
Okay. So Bruce, what made me stop was pain. I was and honestly, I think a lot of, if you're still watching, say, hey, a lot of it was, it was pride. As weird as that sounds, I had somebody that I had promised a job to, and he sat down and started talking about it, and I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I didn't offer you a job. I'm not hiring. I'm downsizing right now. And he says, yes, you did. You don't remember that? I'm like, no, I don't remember that. And he's like, dude, everybody around here knows you're nothing but a worthless drunk. Why don't you go get some help?
Mm.
Now, I had heard that statement, similar statements to that directed at me in relationships, in close quarters. I had never had somebody publicly say to me, you're nothing but a worthless drunk. Why don't you go get some help? And I looked around this bar, upscale bar, restaurant, and I'm like, I wonder how many other people just heard that.
Mm.
And I think that my pride, my my ego, my pride, it really, really, really injured my pride to have somebody say that to me. And so the next night I decided to start going to AA meetings, and I went to the first. I stayed sober from that point forward, and by the grace of God and a lot of hard work and a lot of great help and people, I've not had a drink or a minor mood altering drug since that day. So yeah.
So
Anyway,
that guy in a rude way did you a huge favor.
well, it was a good thing. You want to hear how God works? I ran into that guy. I'm literally at do you guys have Boston markets in Dallas? It's called
We
Boston.
we do.
So I was standing in a Boston market getting lunch. I stopped. I just thought it sounded good, and it happened to be pretty far from my office. But I went in and decided I'm going to get some lunch. I'm standing there ordering, and this dude comes walking out of the back office, through the kitchen, walks straight out, walks right up to me. He's like, "Dude," and I turn and I look, and I'm like, oh my God, Dave, are you kidding me? It was the dude that called me the worthless drunk. He was the manager of this Boston market. And I said,
did he give you free turkey and dressing?
He actually gave me my entire meal for free. And he came
Nice.
and sat down with me and ate with me. And I got a chance to make amends. And I promptly made amends to him.
Did he make amends to you?
And for what? Saving my life?
No, for what he said.
No, of course not. He didn't owe me an amends, and he still doesn't. But it was just it was one of those things that I believe God lined it up. It was a divinely appointed meeting for that day, and I was in the right place at the right time to make the right amends at the right time. And so anyway, that's it.
Well, I tend to kind of believe in a full-time God. So when people say it's a God thing, well, isn't everything?
Well, yes, but there
I
are
mean,
some things like that that are more difficult
they're
to explain.
attention getting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that taking, like, yeah, oh wow, I just took a breath. That's a God thing. I get that, man, but that's kind of a given. Like, you're here, you're alive. It's a given that we kind of take that for granted, probably. But when something like that, where somebody 5 years earlier or 4 years earlier, literally said the very thing that catapulted me into changing my life, when they appear suddenly out of nowhere.
Yeah. You know what I thought you were going to say? Like years later, because this is what you said. Years later, I ran into the guy.
Well, it was 4 or 5. That's years.
Buddy, I was right in the middle of a very special moment.
Okay.
Now, can I try that again?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So this is you. This is me being you. So years later, I ran into the guy with my car.
Oh my God.
And
He's
here's
here all week, folks. Don't
here's
forget to
what
tip your waitress.
no, but check it out. Yeah, what if the story went like this? Years later, I ran into the guy with my car, and he died. You know what? Maybe if I'd have been drunk, he would have lived. But I
Oh,
was,
my
but I
God.
was sober.
Thanks for stopping by, Glenn. He
Oh,
he
goodness
did that to
gracious.
me earlier before we went live, and he literally left the studio. I'm like, oh my.
Well, sometimes even television and film, familiar faces get their feelings hurt, and then we go sulk for a little bit, and then we're better.
Oh. So yeah, man. The law of attraction is absolutely real. Absolutely real. And I truly believe that the more we can do the positive affirmation statements, we're literally because I don't know, like, when you talk about, Tony Robbins talks about, it's our belief systems, and they're held up by the legs of the table. Those are our, the things that support our belief systems are other
Sure.
people, and things like, and so how do you change the neuro pathways? How do you change the messages that are firing off in your brain about who you are?
Well, let's journey a little bit down, the pathway that Sheldon Rumor opened up for us the other day, because there's more to be said on that. Her the number one thing she said is, who are you? Number two was, what do you want? And number three was, why do you deserve it? That these are
Right.
this is a three-tiered approach to manifestation. And I want to tell you what she didn't say, which I've noticed, is that when you ask somebody that third question, right? Because most people can answer, who are you? And then you say, what do you want? I would add a fourth question, which would be the third question. I would put four questions. I would squeeze one in between her two and three, and make it the third, with the fourth one being, why do you deserve it? So you know what, my third question to this, again, one would be, who are you? Two is, what do you want? And three is, what are you ready for? What are you ready for? So it's
Right.
not just what you want. So insert that if you're taking notes at home tonight, and I mean this seriously, is put a third question was, what are you ready for? So evaluate the readiness in your life. And then we get to the fourth and final, which is, why do you deserve it? And I want to tell you, this is golden tonight, and there's no charge for watching this show. This is golden. When someone says, why do you deserve it? The delay in your response is the hitch in your giddy up. So even if you eventually go on to come up with an answer after fishing for quite a while, let's see. So if it sends you into the think tank, you've just found out why things are not manifesting, because there is a power
Oh,
disconnect. I mean, it's so much like a wire being disconnected from the internet. And you say, well, you're not plugged in. That's why it's not working. So what you're not plugged into is the why behind why you deserve it. Because if you can't, I mean, if you ask for something and someone says, so tell me why you deserve it, and you're able to announce the why, they go, here you go. Right? It works that way in life. You walk in and someone says, I'd like a refund. Okay. Do you have a receipt? Why do you believe, which basically is the question of, why do you feel you deserve it? Well, I bought it here. Okay. Tell me more. And it doesn't work. Great. Tell me more. And I paid cash. All right, sir. You have a receipt? Yes, I do. Here you go. Because you've told them why you deserve it. That's what the receipt shows them. It says, I bought it here, and I'm telling you it doesn't work. So it does break down that formulaically. And I'm telling you, get busy spending some time this week doing two things. First of all, ascertaining why you deserve the dreams that you desire to come true. And then if you can't come up with a reason, go get busy creating a reason why you deserve it. Don't waste any time trying to create it. Work on why you deserve it. Work in sequence, because once you create why you deserve it, I'm telling you for a fact, the other piece of cake, you've worked on the single most important thing. Why should you be in the receiving line to receive this gift? What qualifies you? We're often in line told, stand in that line, or often in life rather, stand in that line. No, ma'am, that's this line over here. No, sir, that's going to be the blue line. That's going to be the green line. Yep. No, that's the red line down on the far end, just behind the number 5 booth. Whatever it is, we're told to stand in line based on what our qualifications are. What does the paperwork say? Right? So we've listed what it is we're ready to receive, and they go, that's being delivered today in the purple line, sir. So there's no other line to wait in. And you're wasting time if you're waiting in lines where they don't give out what you're chasing. Oh, boom. That's it, Ken. I mean, if you're waiting, it could be that you're waiting in the wrong line.
Yep.
You're waiting in a line where they don't give out what your heart desires. And meanwhile, the clock's ticking, baby, because we're all on the clock. We wake up with less time every day and we're standing in the wrong line. So get out of the line you're in if nothing has been happening. Take a break from waiting in line. Go look at what do you want? Ask yourself, who am I? What do I want most? I'm going to give them a bonus and give them one more, Ken. Right? Wait, there's more. So I'm going to give you a total of 5. It's who am I? What do I want? What consequence do I want, which is outcome most? Then we get into why do I deserve it, which would be the last one, and what am I ready for, right? What am I ready to receive? So all of those combined will put you in a lane to receive. But if you can't immediately identify why it is you deserve what you've been waiting for, I'm telling you, that's actually the problem. The universe is not taking out, it has no personal vendetta. It's not taking anything out against you. It's just waiting for you to get in the right line. It's ready for you to proudly identify who it is you are in this world, declare what it is you want most, decide what it is that's blocking from its appearance, announce that you're ready to receive it based on what, which is the why do you deserve it? And if you can go through all 5 of those steps, and I hope I articulated them pretty well, but you're going to be fine. And you realize, oh my God, years, Ken, years at times have been wasted. Atlanta PD's at work tonight.
I hear that.
But years have been wasted standing in the wrong line or actually sitting around waiting for something that you haven't qualified for. You haven't qualified for based on you can't even identify why you should receive it. So think about this. If you can't identify why you should receive it, how on God's green earth is someone else going to be able to identify why you should receive it? That makes no sense at all.
What I gotta talk about. I've left it up on screen so I wouldn't forget.
I think I set alarms off when I talk about the power of manifestation. Like the world goes crazy, man.
I want to talk about what Justin said. And for the longest time in my life, that statement is exactly what held me back from receiving. And I want to talk about that. Justin, I love you, dude. And I'm not calling you out. I'm just telling you my opinion on it. That's all it is. I don't agree that we deserve it when we earn it. I think that I could come up with hundreds, possibly even thousands of examples of people that had a windfall of fortune, of all kinds of great things in their lives when they did not deserve it because they had not earned it. Right. I remember a story of a lady. I saw the video of this lady. She watched the Secret, the movie The Secret, over and over and over and over and over, and she decided she was going to manifest winning the lottery. Mm-hmm. And so she kept going over and over and over. I'm going to win. And she was visualizing and really just believing it. And she's like, and then one day I had this feeling, and I just knew that I was winning the lottery that night. I knew it.
Hmm.
There was no doubt in my mind. I literally in my head had the clothes picked out I was going to wear to the lottery commission and all of that to turn in my ticket, to collect my money, and all of, she had it all planned out. She had visualized it for so long, for so vividly, down to every detail. She hadn't earned anything to hit $150 million lottery, but she hit it and she won. She knew. She knew before they called the numbers that she was the sole winner of the lottery. And so she didn't earn that.
She
Did
bought a
she?
ticket, didn't she?
Bought a ticket, sure.
She bought a ticket.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. So as far as
Sometimes it's about buying a ticket.
but for me, I always thought that I had to do all of these good deeds before I would ever be able to really start making it. And that's just not, I mean, that goes against the principles of Christianity.
Yeah.
That's what grace is about. I mean,
Right.
that it's
But
not.
can I
There are
play
lots
ball
of
with you
people
on that?
there are lots of people with massive blessings in their lives that haven't earned shit.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
That's all.
I'm with you. Can we play ball on this though?
Let's do.
I mean, we always do. I don't know why tonight would be any different.
Don't need to
So
ask.
maybe it's time for us to take a closer inspection into the word earn. In other words, I think there's probably an antiquated associated image with the word earn, right? And the image it conjures up is labor. It conjures up rolled up sleeves, right? It conjures up the word work.
Yeah.
It conjures up the image of possibly sweat.
Yeah.
Right. So there are these other images. These are like windows in your mind that pop up when you think he earned it. And what I would suggest is that, yes, that is a form of earning. Legitimately, it is. But it's not as if there's only one form. There's not only one way to earn something. And I think that we qualify for earnings when we do the work of our soul. And this is, to me, the art of proper alignment. And what I've noticed is, for example, have you noticed that for some people, things just seem to keep falling in place? Like it's not a rare thing for them. It is an ongoing demonstration, which is the word they use in metaphysics. So it's a demonstration that keeps demonstrating. So they keep demonstrating that the dominoes of life continue to fall one right into the next, and favor seems to follow them. And I would suggest that a one and done type thing, like a winning the lottery or whatever, that is one of those big flukes. But in order to create that kind of sustainable pattern, we should never, ever make fun of someone who seems to be having such ongoing good fortune, because I'll tell you, that can't be luck. It can't be, because luck doesn't work that way. So they're doing something that is sustainable. They're doing something, and it may be as simple as aligning their heart and their mind into a congruent and cooperative relationship with one another, so that they truly are experiencing the joys and the power associated with unity. And they may never break a sweat. I mean, literally, they may, and it also may not be that they've pursued a word that that I don't care for. They've pursued something for years and years and years. They just found that there are other pathways to earning. And I think that the biggest earning advantage you can give yourself is to get things in alignment in your life. All of us, I'm no exception, that when my life is aligned, that's when unstoppability moves to the forefront. So I just think there's more than one way to earn. And I think that it would behoove all of us to sit down and ask ourselves, is my current path that I'm on, is there a chance that certain things I'm doing are futile? Is there a chance that maybe I am waiting in the wrong line? right? Am I wasting my time butting my head up against a wall where it turns out they're not even handing out oranges in this line? And what I want in my life is an orange. I want to eat an orange. Well, how many years have you been in this line? I've been waiting for an orange for about 3 years. Well, sir, I don't know how to tell you this, but I mean it. I'm sincerely feel bad for you, dude, but they stopped giving oranges out in this line about 25 years ago.
Right.
And they're not in this line, and you're going,
I'm in the wrong line.
Oh my God. So you're saying that I'm in the wrong line? Yes, you are in the wrong line. So, and I don't mean wrong from a standpoint of morality or ethics. You just might be waiting in a line where they're not handing out what you want. So it's probably time to look around and see, are other people that are right in front of you receiving what you're waiting for? And go and get your sense of deservedness based on alignment between your heart and your mind. Aristotle had an interesting quote, and I don't need to read it. I have this one memorized because I've been teaching it for years. But Aristotle said, and we work on this in my workshop every Monday and Tuesday. Aristotle said this. He said that soul and body react sympathetically with one another. A change in the state of the soul produces a change in the shape of the body. Conversely, a change in the shape of the body produces a change in the state of the soul. I'm going to say that one more time. Soul and body react sympathetically upon one another. A change in the state of the soul produces a change in the shape of the body. Conversely, a change in the shape of the body produces a change in the state of the soul. What Aristotle was suggesting is true, and it is true. I can tell you from years and years of observations and working with teaching that quote, that the body is divided, right? Our experience here is divided between soul and body. That's the experience we're having. And that when we prioritize either one, the other one wishes to go along for the ride. Now, I can't help but notice that when he mentioned this, Ken, he said soul first. He didn't say body and soul. He said soul and body. Soul and body react sympathetically upon one another. So what he's saying is the minute we truly prioritize the deepest yearnings of our soul, when we make that our priority one, that's first priority in our lives, period, no questions. And I know you do that, Ken. For example, when you get up in the morning, you've told me so many times, don't call me first thing in the morning. That's my meditation. And I will be late to a meeting before I'll miss my meditation. Those are your words.
Yep.
And to me, that is a healthy prioritization of the soul. So you have made the deepest yearnings of your soul and the alignment of your soul with the entirety of your life. You've made that priority one.
Yep.
Because of that, everything else wants to get in alignment with that. So what he was saying is when we prioritize the wellness of our soul, that don't be surprised if all of a sudden your body's going, hey, I want to go along for the ride. I don't wish to look slovenly because after all, I'm the house in which this activity, this soul's activity is occurring. I am its dwelling place. So if you're going to go getting all shiny and vibrant and fluid and aligned, then I want to advertise to the world that you reside in a beautiful housing, that housing being me. I'm your body. So all of a sudden, the body now has a new attitude about itself that, hey, if I've got that much goodness brewing in me, I really need to spiff up the house a bit. And all of a sudden, you're drinking water instead of Pepsi, or you're taking a walk in the morning instead of sitting on your couch and eating ding dongs. And you're replacing things that have a toxic effect on your life, and you're sliding them over and replacing them with something that's good. You're trading Butterfingers in for broccoli. You're trading fear in for love. And
do people really eat ding dongs first thing in the morning?
I've heard, right? But the point is, we are the ones who get to configure and reconfigure our lives. It's real simple. If it isn't working, I have news for you. It's going to continue to not work.
Yeah.
If it's not working, there are reasons. And I'll tell you what it isn't. It's not your bad luck. So
Right.
quit walking around saying, if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Right?
It's what it's, and that's a perfect segue, by the way, because I wanted to bring up Nicole saying sometimes you don't know you're in the wrong line until you're in the wrong line.
Yep.
I agree with that. But yes, and
Mm-hmm.
let me say this. I think that when you are walking through, no, Laura, I'm not trading Cinnagummies for broccoli. Ain't happening. But here's the matter of fact, I think I'll have a Cinnagummy as I explain this.
Ken only hears my words. He doesn't live by them. That's another deal.
I do, but I have a humongous supply of Cinnagummies at hand.
All right.
Because of Charles Coachman, and it's Laura's fault.
Well, just know this, Ken, broccoli grows hair.
I'm comfortable with my baldingness. So
broccoli grows hair, and I've been eating broccoli my whole life.
Right. Yeah, salmon makes it fall out. So
That's funny.
So sometimes you're in the wrong, sometimes you don't know you're in the wrong line until you're in the wrong line. If you're walking through life, however, saying things go well for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not just saying, I mean, yes, you say it over and over and over and over, and you believe it eventually. You find yourself in the wrong line far less often.
Mm-hmm. May I offer a clarification? I completely agree. This is an entire yes. And you said you find yourself in the wrong line a lot less often. I think that is a great way to say it, Ken. Right? In other words, it's not 100% guarantee, but it creates a really successful new pattern in your life. So regarding this line, alcohol is the wrong line, non-drinking is the right line. I want to offer this as a clarification. It's not a morality issue. It's not about right and wrong in terms of the morality of drinking or not drinking, but rather it's a matter of if this is what you want. If this is what you want, here are the qualifications for that. If you're going to stand in line to receive this thing, you're going to notice that the people who are in your line sound different. They look different. They feel different. And the reason is because they're running different energy. They are different.
Yep.
They are different. And anytime you want to go to the next level, my friend Bob Donnell, our friend Bob Donnell, runs an organization called Next Level by Association. So just in this whole idea of next level mindfulness, if you want to go to your next level, forget anybody else's, but just what is the next level for you? One of the things you're going to have to understand is in order to level up, the requirements for membership are going to be different.
Yep.
In other words, you're not going to qualify for entrance into those other rooms by doing exactly what you did down in the basement.
That's right.
Right. So as your membership goes up, so do the requirements. And that's not an elitist attitude. It means you're going to demonstrate your level of commitment to your dream. Let's say, for example, you're ready to go to the top floor of your dream. Whatever your dream is, play ball with me. I'm making this up as I go along, but you're ready to go to the top floor of your dream. And someone walks you there and says, this is what life looks like on this floor that you dream of residing in or on. And the gatekeeper opens the door and you start to go inside and they go, take your shoes off. And you look down and notice that room is straight white carpet.
Yep.
And you look down and you got muddy boots on. And that was fine on the floor below, but it's not fine here.
Right.
And whether it's muddy boots whether it's a jacket, whether it's a tie for membership. I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you this for sure. There are qualifications that are required in order to level up. And they may simply be the disciplines of your thought patternings. You're not going to keep using the exact same thing and stair step it up. You're going to use that plus new gifts. You're going to add on new requirements, and you're also going to have to let some things go. And what you're going to let go are the things that are disallowed in that room. And Ken, I like to think of them more as side by side instead of a hierarchy, because I don't believe in people being higher up or better than, but I do believe in different. I know that different exists. So if we could lay it all out sideways and say, you're living here, but you want to live here, then understand that there are different requirements for membership in order to live here. And it's a combination of, again, you're going to sacrifice certain things and you're going to add new things.
Yep.
And the more you want to hone and refine your life, the steeper the requirements are for membership. So you got to know that. And unless you're willing to pay the price to dance, you're not going to get to dance in those ways. And I didn't make up the rules. I just understand that's the way it works. Because as soon as you go in there with your habits from the old rooms, you're going to get the stink eye from everyone that's in there that says, what are you doing in here? And you'll realize you don't belong. And it's got nothing to do with being elite. It has everything to do with recognizing, oh, they play a stronger game here. I mean, try to imagine what it's like to swing at a major league pitch versus high school or pony league in junior high. They're not the same. Simple truth. They throw faster in the bigs. Way faster. And that's why they make so damn much money. They not only throw faster, they throw more accurately, and they have a wider array of pitches. I used to be a pitcher, and this is way, way back when. I mean, I stopped when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
But I had two pitches to my arsenal. I had a bit of a curveball and I had a fastball. And that's it. And if you only have a curveball and a fastball, you're not getting in the major leagues, period. And I couldn't throw nearly as hard as those major leaguers could. So they throw faster, they throw better, and they throw in a more diverse manner. They play a stronger game. So instead of going, why am I not being invited to play in the pros, metaphorically speaking, go learn how to fatten your pitching arsenal. And then all of a sudden, you'll get invited up to the big leagues. It's the way it works.
You know, and Jamie Green just joined us. Thank you for joining. Finally,
hey, Jamie.
Jamie, thanks. Better late than never, though. You know, I'm looking for something Nicole asked. Don't you think, Ken, don't you think your thinking has changed since you stopped drinking? As we've become healthier, we choose healthier. 1,000% yes.
Yes.
1,000% yes, for sure. For me and my story, I had no idea that my mindset and choices were unhealthy until I began to get healthier. And I think she meant progress.
She meant progress, not perfection.
Right. So it is progress, not perfection. I can remember when I first got sober, seeing a guy with 12 years. I had 60 days. This dude had 12 years of sobriety. And I thought, what? Who goes 12 years without a drink?
You were just trying to work on 12 minutes.
Right.
Right.
And but I remember that distinctly, like how does that even happen? And then he leaves and I walk out and I'm standing outside I used to smoke cigarettes and I'm smoking a cigarette. I see this dude get into a Porsche or something. And I'm thinking, that's what I want. I want a Porsche. I want 12 years of sobriety right now. And, you know, and
were you paying the dues?
No, of course not. I just got there.
But poop in one hand and wish in the other and see which one gets full first.
It took me a long time to realize that, you know, It took me a long time to realize that takes time, and it is progress, not perfection.
That's deep, buddy. Time
I know,
takes time.
but it does. It does. And to answer
I like that. Time takes time.
Mo's question, no, I do not have a sponsor. Yes, you're looking at him. He's on screen with me right now, Glenn. I call Glenn and go, dude, I need to talk.
I like being your sponsor, bud. Another day in paradise, baby.
It's been many years since I've been to a meeting. But you know, there's other.
Hey, did you see Nate's with us tonight?
Huh?
Nate's with us tonight.
I saw Nate. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to greet Nate. We love when Nate comes and joins us.
Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater.
Oh, Ricky Bobby.
But
it's so true. Invariably, guys, when I check in with people and I run them through kind of a couple of test questions, I realize, now do you understand why you don't have what you want? It's like every time, Ken, I swear to you, every time it can be instantly diagnosed. You just got to look under the hood, invite them to look under their own hood. And then they go, oh, yeah, well, see, that hose is not connected there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, right. And that wire, yeah, that's unplugged. Mm-hmm. And the radiator, yeah. When's the last time you filled it? During the Carter administration? What's going on?
Right.
Right. You don't have any antifreeze in there. Well, my car's running hot. That's all I know.
Right.
It's been running hot for years.
Right.
This, by the way, is the face of somebody whose car is always running hot.
Yeah.
And I just go, do you know what a radiator is?
Right.
Yeah. And then you take the top off of it and you go, I want you to watch this. I'm going to pour some antifreeze in here.
Right.
And it's going to drink the entire thing.
Yeah.
And then you do, and you go, now I'm going to put a whole bunch of water with it, and it's going to drink a lot of that too.
Yeah.
And you do that, and then you put the top on, and you double check their fan belt, and you realize that you're in good shape, and you start the engine for the first time in maybe months or years. It doesn't get anywhere near the H. So it turns out there's a reason. Start looking for the reasons why things are happening or not happening.
Right.
They're doing both for reasons. And if you're playing the victim, you're never going to get out of the town of Victimville unless you start looking for reasons. Yeah. Look for the reasons why things are occurring. Identify those. Realize there's something that's in alignment there. And then take that template over to what's not working. Lift up the hood of your car, metaphorically speaking, and run a little checklist. Have I done this? 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 And you know what the last box is, Ken? There's a last box.
What's that?
But it's set aside down below all the boom, 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 boom. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. There's a last box that's not even listed right next to those. It's down all by itself at the very bottom. And it's the box of, do you have any doubt? And if you're checking that you have doubt, it will destroy all of the other things.
Amen.
So you have to not only get those boxes checked, that I've got the hose connected here, plenty of radiator fluid, I got windshield wiper fluid, I checked my oil, got plenty of gas in the car, the spark plugs have been changed, I've got myself a tune-up, the muffler was dragging, but I've got that tightened up by a bolt. And you just go around the list based on symptoms that your life is making, sounds that it's making, and sounds that it's not making. Like it might not be making the sound of a lot of cash in your hands. And look at why that is. And I promise you, if you're willing to troubleshoot your life, and also if you're willing to own your own shortcomings, doesn't mean you need to feel rotten about it, but realize you made that bed yourself. Realize that something isn't working, and you go, oh yeah, I'm actually the one who didn't plug that in.
Yeah.
That was me. And quit the blame game and actually just own that. And that doesn't mean to feel rotten about it at all. In fact, I would encourage you not to feel rotten. It's possible to own a screw up without feeling rotten. How about that, Ken? What a shocking, novel concept. It's possible to own a screw up without taking on feelings of rottenness. You don't have to feel rotten. Just go, yep, that was me that blew that one. Yep, that was me. And I'm not going to blow it even one more day. So then we do something about it. And all of a sudden we look and things start working. And we go, oh my God, is this all that it needed? And the answer is yes, that it really is. Life is eminently and infinitely formulaic. I want to say it one more time. There are reasons why things are working and reasons why they're not. If you want them to work when they're not, you gotta pop the hood and check what's out of alignment. When you fix that, your life will be in perfect running order.
Read the question on the screen, dude.
May I ask if you ever got off course in life? Most assuredly. Do you think I would be able to speak with this kind of passion, Nicole, if I hadn't? Most assuredly. And multiple times. I will say that I've had the last couple of years be extraordinarily beautiful in terms of alignment, but you bet I have. And that's one of the most powerful ways I believe that our Creator teaches us is through the association with pain. That when we do something that we regret and there is pain associated with it, or the loss of self-esteem, the loss of personal peace, I think is one of the greatest losses a human can ever incur. One of the greatest losses, if not the greatest loss that we can ever incur, is the loss of personal peace. Because once we lose that, I mean, we've lost everything.
Yeah.
So what that taught me, by losing my sense of peace, or by feeling a jolt to my own self-esteem or my self-image, or not liking a choice that I had made, to be more preemptive in my thinking and more deliberate and more intentional on the front side of what would no doubt go on to be a regret producing behavior.
Yep.
That's just a mindfulness issue. So we think about all these things that we regretted in life in the aftermath, right? There is a purpose in pain, Nicole. I agree with that.
I say that all the time. One of my favorite quotes is, the predecessor of all wisdom is pain.
Pain. Yeah. So you get on the backside of something that produced a regret. And by the way, there are just as many things that will produce regrets by not doing them. Yeah. So it's not just that we regret what we do. Often we regret what we didn't do. So when you're at one of those forks in the road, and we are presented them from time to time, and sometimes big ones, just take a look and say, and you can talk out loud, just talk out loud and say, it feels like I'm at a crossroads and I'm staring a choice. It's staring at me right in the face, that this is potentially a regret producing moment, whether I do or don't do, either way. So which way am I going to go? Am I going to regret this more because I did do it? Or am I going to regret this because I did not do it? And then take action on that. Here's the problem. Most people just do what they want. And that's what they just do what they want. Instead of going 3 tiers up in this 4-tier system of excellent decision making, which starts with, what do I want? But that's the basement level. And it's interesting because I was never coached beyond that. I was never taught by anyone. In fact, the voice in the 70s was like, you know, it's about doing what you want, man. Like, just do what you want, do what you feel. And I'm going to tell you, that can get you into a lot of trouble. So there are 3 levels above that. You start with doing what you want, but then you mature a little bit and you start doing what you want most. So now there's a prioritization involved. And now you knock on the door of the next level, and it's about creating the consequence or outcome you want. That's level 3. And the highest is, what consequence or outcome do you want most? So let me review. What do you want? Question 1. What do you want most? Question 2. What outcome do you want? Question 3. What outcome do you want most? Question 4. So you can skip 1, 2, and 3. You can skip them literally and go to one question. It's the only question that ever matters. What outcome do you want with your life most? Not what experience, what outcome? When you get to the tail end of your life and you're looking back on the entirety of your life, what is its collective outcome that you will feel good about when it's time to leave? That's not a sad thing. That's a beautiful thing. When you look back at the entirety of your life and say, that is exactly the life that I came to live. It's extraordinary. And we can get in touch with that level of clarity. So you bet, Nicole, you bet. I have made colossal blunders in my life, and I have had pain like anybody. But I got to tell you, the blessing in it for me is that even in the throes of pain, I was paying attention. So pay attention. When you have pain in your life, pay attention. Take notes.
And
How
pay
did you get
attention
there?
when you realize that you've done 4.5 hours of live streaming in the day. No, 5.5 hours.
Is that what you've done today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am tapping out, my brother.
Okay, that's all right. I was getting teary-eyed.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying I was getting teary-eyed as I shared that, because I really think that that's what it comes down to. I think we have to elevate our level of intentionality and go right to that level 4 of decision making and say, what is the outcome my soul desires most, instead of what is the experience? Because you got to be careful when you're choosing experiences, because experiences come with a trailer hitch, which means there's going to be a consequence. You just got to make sure the consequence is something you also want. Don't just choose based on an experience. Choose based on the likely consequence of the experience, and you'll make better choices.
I think that you were on the phone possibly with the hotel staff when
Yes.
Nicole said that she has 23 years of sobriety.
Oh, beautiful, Nicole. Beautiful. I love that. Good for you. That's fantastic.
And if you feel inclined to, you've shared it before, share why that means so much to you. If you feel
You got to tell me more. You're talking about my brother?
Yeah.
Sure.
If
So,
you feel
yeah. So I'm happy to, but I was respectful of the fact that you said you're tapped out. I'll keep it brief. You know, in life we have things that belong together: peanut butter and jelly, salt and pepper, bacon and eggs. Those are examples. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Ken and Glenn.
Ken and Glenn. I'm going to add that to the mix. But before there was Ken and Glenn, there was another combination in this world, much like peanut butter and jelly, and I knew that combination for 1 month shy of 60 years. So for 59 years and 11 months, my peanut butter and jelly was my brother Brian, and it was Brian and Glenn. Brian and Glenn. My whole life, Brian and Glenn. And my brother had 40 years of his life in active addiction. And I'm not pointing a finger. We all have our crosses to bear. We all have our stories to tell and our wounds to heal. But unfortunately, it was a beast in his life. And systematically, it removed everything it could, leaving one thing alone, and that was his physical life. It hadn't taken that yet. But it took everything, with broken relationships, broken marriage, broken job situation, home ownership, just a lot, wreaking havoc, with each one being a potential attention-getting moment. But he was deep in the throes of addiction, God bless him. And my love for my brother, my one and only full blood brother. I have 2 stepbrothers. I have 1 half brother, meaning we share the same dad, but 1 brother that I was raised with that was 2 years, 2 months older than me, and he passed away in March of last year. And it wasn't for lack of effort on the family's part. for many, many years. So, and it is a Grand Canyon sized hole in my heart. And I love him, not only did, but do. And I'm creeping up on being the age he was when he died. He was 62 years and 2 weeks. And I'm 61 and a half as of today. So in May of next year, I will be the age he was on the day he died, God willing. You know, I don't assume anything. I take one, not only day at a time, one moment at a time as a gift from God. But the fact that you got your life together and you became sober, God bless you. And congratulations. And never undervalue that, because you accepted the life raft that God was hurling your way, and you put it around you and you swam into shore. So I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. And I'm sure you're passing on the gift of healing to others. And God knows the world needs it. So thanks for the opportunity to share that, Ken.
Love you, dude.
I love you back. And Brian, I love you. And I'm hoping you get a chance to watch our show. I'm hoping you get a chance to see the brother that Ken has become to me, so that you know that I'm not brotherless. I'm missing you, but I was sent someone that was very much of the brother spirit. So thank you, Ken, for where you have shown up and how you've shown up, not only for me, but for everyone that I've seen. There's so many people who lean heavily upon your light and your decency and your fun and your fire, your passion, and at the top of the list, your warmth and your smile, because you have a giggle on you like a little boy. And it's there it is. Case in point. Anyway, you are loved by many. Before we go, Ken.
Look what Charles said.
Oh wow, my little brother passed away from the same year ago last week. I feel your pain, Glenn.
Wow.
Yeah, and yet you and I are brothers, Charles. So, you know, we keep rowing the boat together. And Nate said something. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. So drop a one if you just think that Ken hung the moon and is the picture of love. Drop a 1, and drop a 2 if you would vote for Ken for being the next president of the United States.
I don't want that job, dude.
But I just want to do a quick survey and see who it is that would vote for you.
Dude,
watch. You're going to see a parade of 2s. Here they come.
No.
Here they come.
Don't.
Drop a 2 if you would vote for Ken as the president. Watch. Here they come.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
Look, you got a bunch of 2s. Here they come. Everybody wants to vote for you, dude. Can you become a write-in candidate? Look at it.
Oh my God! Stop,
Larry.
No.
You gave us a 1. Are you voting for Ken for president? I think Ken should be our next president.
Oh, look! Oh, good. See, the Secret Service just shut his internet off. Good. Thank you, Secret Service, for shutting his internet off right in the middle of that.
I am voting for Ken Walls for president of the United States.
Oh my God, dude.
Look at Ernest. Man, wow. Ernest, you know what he just did? He just filled out about 123 ballots.
He did. He did.
Look,
yeah, I do not want that.
Nate gave you a dose.
Look, you guys are president and vice president.
Hey, I'll be your VP. Biden was that for Obama, right? He was older than him.
Dude, that is so funny. Holy crap.
You can be the younger. I got movies to make. You can run the country. I'll keep making movies. How about that?
I do not want to run the country. I do not.
All right. Well, I'm running for VP. I just threw my hat into the arena.
Look, Joan says only if Glenn is your VP.
Okay. So now you got to vote for me as vice president.
Oh my, Ken Walls.
Okay,
has
how about
taken-
this? One more question. One more question. If Ken Walls as president and Glenn Morshower, if it were the Walls Morshower team for president and vice president, drop a 3 if this team would get your vote. Because maybe there's something we can do last minute, Ken. Seriously. Our country needs us, man. Come on.
Oh,
Could you imagine? And now Ken and Glenn live from the White House. It's Ken and Glenn. Drop a 3. Come on, I'm waiting to see if we get any 3s. It's going to make my day. If we get 1 vote, I'm going to be so happy.
we got it.
Look at this. Jamie was our first vote. Jamie, you will always be our first vote.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're crazy. Holy
We just took Ohio and Texas like
Look,
that.
right in your vote. That is so funny. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
seriously, we just
Wow,
took
look at
Ohio
this.
and Texas.
Some write-in Ken and Glenn team got 25 votes.
And we didn't, here's the thing, we didn't even campaign in our home states.
Oh my gosh, that is so
Funny. I'm down
funny.
here in Atlanta campaigning for the Ken and Glenn administration.
I mean, Jamie says Glenn is familiar with the White House.
I spent a few years, like 7 and 3. 7 with 24 and 3 with the West Wing in the White House.
Former General Morshower is your new VP.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god.
Hey, can we close with a Transformers clip? It's online.
Well, I was actually
Or is he going to close it out?
no, we can close with that, but I want to show before I do that.
It's not from the movie. It's actually from the ride, and they're online. There's some of the video from the ride online. What do you want to show?
The ride.
All you have to do is put General Morshower, and it will take you to Universal Studios.
Well, I was gonna show.
Look at this. We're elected, man. Those are my projections.
You said we're elected, man. We're elected. Oh my god.
Wait, impacting others.
What?
First of all, I never did a talk called this. Where did you get that?
Well,
I did a thing called Boomerangs, Whispers and Boomerangs.
Well, dude, I'm fixing to show you.
Okay.
I guess it's possible to surprise anyone, isn't it?
Oh gosh, did you edit something that's weird
No,
here?
dude, no.
Okay.
I don't have time to edit things.
You didn't do your sound, Ken.
Damn it. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Nicole says, help Kentucky, Ken. I'm originally from Ohio, Van Wert. Wow. I used to spend my summers in Van Wert. And
Where is Nicole now? Is
and-
she in Kentucky?
she's in Kentucky. But I used to spend, I had one aunt in Van Wert and the other one in Middle Point. I used to spend my summers up there.
I will be very close to. I'll be in Tennessee.
Yeah.
In Nashville.
So I did not share. I thought I shared my sound, dude. I could have swore I did. Okay. So
Well, I'm here for you. I got your back.
I'm pretty sure I did, just for the record. But here's a speech Glenn Morshower did that he's not aware of.
You can get up and dance with me if you want.
I don't know if we I don't want to get flagged for this, so yeah, kill the MJ music.
I was, this is where I arrived. This is where it all started. It is not where I was born. It is, however, where I was conceived. My parents shook their Caucasian group thing when they were 21 years old. And a lot of people say, how is it that your parents were able to have you that young? And the answer is fairly simple. They were both genuinely fond of intercourse. So I was born 9 months after that night.
Oh my God.
And by the age of 11, I decided to become an actor. wonderful thing for me. She took me to see a play at the Dallas Theater Center. With my brother Brian, we went to see Charles Dickens' play A Christmas
And
Carol.
Brian was alive then.
And the play was wonderful. And at intermission, I looked to her, and I sounded just like this. I had this precious little Northeast Texas accent. I whistled on my S's. You hear that little S whistle? So I turned to her and I said, could I do that? That would be so much fun to be in them plays and so forth. And she enrolled me.
So I just wanted to play a little bit of that. The volume on that is really low. And
Were you in search of something?
No, I wanted to show a little bit of that. That's all.
Oh yeah, I talk about boomerangs. What I was talking about tonight in this talk.
So what am I looking
short
for?
talk. You can just put General Moore shower on YouTube.
Wait, did we already do this?
It would be right there, the second one down.
Oh, I think we did show this
Yeah,
one.
those are the ones that are at Universal.
Yeah, let's show this one.
Welcome aboard, recruit. You think you have what it takes to be a part of Nest? You think you're some kind of hero? Well, you may get your chance. If there's one thing we need out here, it's live bodies. Relax. That's one of ours. We're getting reports of Decepticon sightings and Energon readings everywhere from California to Shanghai. They are planning something big, and if they get whatever it is they're looking for, well, it ain't gonna be pretty. Yes, Mr. President, Project 101 is a go. I'll keep my eyes peeled for movement heading west. Yes, sir. More shower over now.
Yeah. That's fun. Did your sound go away? You're muted, dude.
Sorry, I muted
Sorry.
it so there.
Go get you some sleep.
I'm going to, man. Look. Oh my goodness, I've heard this within a movie, right?
Yeah. If you ever saw Transformers.
How many Transformer movies are there?
There are 5, and I did 4 of them.
You did 4 of the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you played General Mooreshower.
Yep, I did.
Well, Jamie said, I think Ken is fried.
Yeah, Jamie's looking out for you. Me too, dude. Go get some sleep.
Hey,
Thank you guys for sharing a Friday evening with Ken and Glenn. We love you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Don't hang up, Glenn.
All right.
You know the deal.
I know the drill. Guys, have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Thanks so much. See you guys Sunday night, the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, and whatever time zone you're in, just be there. See you Sunday.
Welcome